everyone. So I will say it is a weird feeling today. I have my 31-week pregnancy appointment. Normally now I should be in like the even weeks because it should be every 2 weeks. Now I have not gone to my doctor in 4 weeks now. But just because of scheduling, I guess, I don't know. I talked about it at my last pregnancy appointment video, which I guess would have been glucose test. Yeah. And so I haven't been in since my glucose test. I went in for my 3-hour glucose test, which I passed with flying colors as anticipated, which is good. I'm very happy about that. So I do not have gestational diabetes. But I just have a regular checkup today. And so I am saying it feels weird because I got a call yesterday from my OB's office asking me all about how I felt and had I visited any countries such as China, Iran, Italy, and just a bunch of others within the last 14 days. Had I traveled to Washington State, New York, or Atlanta, I want to say? I don't remember. They just kept listing, and I have not gone anywhere, luckily. But I have a lot of family in New York and stuff, but no one's visited, so it kind of works out. But anyway, so it just is weird because these are weird times we're in. And I will say it's really weird being pregnant in these times. And I'm not due, obviously it's 31 weeks. I'm not due for another 9 weeks. So I can only imagine how the moms feel who are due imminently, like within the next week or two. I do know my hospital has put out guidance for delivery. Even to this appointment, I could not bring my daughter with me, for example. I couldn't bring Abby. You had to have just yourself, or if you had to have someone come with you, which they really don't recommend, but if you need someone, the person had to be over 18 and go through the same whole questionnaire thing that I had just gone through. And so, but also, I think most hospitals are doing this, but we can't have any visitors in the hospital. So if this whole thing stays into effect with this coronavirus for the next 9 weeks or so, Abby's not going to be able to come visit me in the hospital and meet she calls him baby brother. She's not going to be able to meet little man. And like, that's super sad. And I mean, it is what it is, but it's just weird times that we're living in. And like I said, being pregnant in these times is even weirder. So everyone keeps complaining like, oh, we're running out of toilet paper. And I'm like, oh yeah, do you pee like 50 times a day like I do? So, it is weird. But yeah, hopefully this appointment goes completely fine. I'm not anticipating any issues. I have been feeling tons of Braxton Hicks contractions I'll talk about with the doctor. Hopefully I'm weighing in fine. Hopefully the baby's measuring fine, but I'll let you know. Thanks. Okay, my appointment went fine. It was weird in that all of the doors were just open. So as soon as I walked into the door to the office, the door was open, so you didn't have to touch any door handles. When the doctor came into the exam room, she shut the door behind her. She reopened it. She washed her hands twice while she was in there with me. But otherwise, it was pretty normal, I guess. Other than there was only one single other person, another patient, in there at all in the office. So like that was weird because there's usually like 3 or 4 patients in the waiting room, and then there's a back waiting room after you do like the blood pressure and peeing and checking your weight and stuff. And so it was just me. There was another girl who was already in an exam room. I didn't even see her, but I heard her, and that was it. Like, so weird. But I guess everything is good. So the reason I say that, which I just realized, like, I'm sitting at the office, I feel like I should go back in, but I don't want to risk any more exposure, is that she measured my belly, so the fundal height, and I forgot to ask her what number she got. But she said everything looked good. My blood pressure was 118/60, which they were super happy about. My weight, was right within the range that they like. He's kicking, his heartbeat sounded good. She didn't tell me what heartbeat number he had. I think everyone's just so off right now, and everyone's off. And so I didn't even remember to ask either, which is, but yeah. So yeah, I guess everything is going well. She's like, yeah, everything sounds good. We'll see you back in 3 weeks. So when I'm at my 34 weeks, I'll be going back for an appointment and we'll go from there. So yeah, I mentioned to her about Braxton Hicks. She said, no, are they coming frequently or often? And I was like, no, they're just random. I definitely feel them, but they're random. And she's like, okay, good. And then I told her about the time where I got jumped on by a dog and where I went into kind of hard contractions for about an hour. Like, if I was sitting there talking to my husband saying, I think this might be the time I might need to actually go get checked out. So I went and laid down on my left side. I think I talked about this already in my last video, but I laid down on my left side and just got my heart rate back down because it was sitting at 117 resting, which is way too high. And I cooled off a bit and I was able to get the contractions to stop also after chugging 16 ounces of water. But that was no fun, and so I'm being a lot more careful. I mean, I can't really control what a dog does, but trying to be more careful, especially around, I don't know, things I can't control. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, it went fine. And I guess I'll see them again in 3 weeks. And she also let me know about the new hospital policies. Apparently today was the last day that they are allowing any kind of support person, whether they're over 18 or not, to come to any of these appointments. So like any of the regular appointments, they're not letting any support people anymore. So like if my husband wanted to come, he can't come anymore. And so any of my next appointments, so that 34 week I'm talking about, 36 week, 37, 38, 39, just me. And I'm a person where I've actually been going by myself anyway, unless there's an ultrasound, then Ryan comes with me. But I can't have that anymore. And so like, that's crazy. So things really are so different. And yeah, okay, if you have differences in your hospital, or if your OB is different, or maybe you have a doula or midwife, feel free to let me know. I'm really interested to hear all the different things that are going on right now. All right, but other than that, thanks for still being here and watching me for my 31 week appointment. Bye.